we live on your channel, Mikey?
Hold up. It's refreshing. Give it 1 second.
All right. Well, anyway, we're live on my channel, and Stranger says Who Dey and fire Duke Tobin, which I don't necessarily disagree with, but I think I've said several times that, like, I don't know if firing Duke Tobin does anything, because, like, Duke Tobin's a figurehead. Like, he's not. The Bengals employ Duke Tobin for the express purpose of consultation, but, like, his job exists to basically be somebody that the front office can basically point at and be like, hey, look at this guy. This guy makes decisions. And like the fan base thinks that Duke Tobin's a general manager, and he's not. He's basically just the fall guy for the Brown family. So if you want to fire Duke Tobin, I'm fine. Let's fire Duke Tobin. I don't know if it's going to accomplish anything, but, like, let's fire Duke Tobin. But the Brown and Blackburn family need to sell the team. Like, that's the only thing that solves the problem you're trying to solve by firing Duke Tobin. But yeah, I don't know. Fire Duke Tobin. Why the fuck not?
And by the way,
also Who Dat.
I'm not live. And also Who Dat, but I'm not live.
Why are you not live?
I don't know.
That's weird. It says it's streaming for you.
Interesting.
Not on YouTube, but on OBS. I mean, you're connected, so.
Yeah, well, things still say not live.
Yeah, it does still say upcoming on your channel, so I don't know why that is.
Okay.
But let me. Did you click go live?
Like I said, I never click go live. It just sends me straight to live. So.
Oh. Let me try this then. I'm gonna. This is riveting. Riveting television for everybody here, or YouTube, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
I'm just here for the vibes. We
got to get Mikey live, because then nobody can watch on his channel. I had your thing in there. I don't know why else it would be doing that. I'm going to try reconnecting it one more time. And if that doesn't work, I can't help you.
Okay, it's fine. If it can't work, then it's fine.
Okay, try now. See if it try going to the back end of your stream and seeing if it gives you the option to click go live.
All right.
So anyway, while Mikey's trying to figure that out, yeah, it's playoff time, and neither my team or Mikey's team is involved in any way, shape, or form. So it's I wouldn't say stress-free football, because it's not. For me, it's obviously stressful because the Pittsburgh Steelers are in the playoffs, and that sucks. But additionally, it's also kind of stressful that the Bengals just aren't in it, and I got to watch other teams have fun while my team sits at home, despite having one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL in his prime. Not great, Bob. Why does it say that it says my stream health is poor? More than one ingestion URL is using the primary URL. Send one stream to primary ingestion and one stream to the backup. I don't even know what that means. What? Maybe if we put this in here. Okay, we might have gone dark on my channel for a little bit, but I tried reconnecting it. I don't know why it says stream health is poor, but I don't know if it's you guys are experiencing it being poor or not. But anyway, me and Mikey are here. Once he gets back, we're going to talk about the upcoming playoff games. We're going to give our predictions. I'm also going to talk about the results of the predictions this year, with a bit of a caveat that I didn't get every single game graded, because there's like 10 that just disappeared in week 8, because that is when my solid state drive exploded on me. But yeah, we got all that. And then not we're gonna be doing like mock draft stuff here in a couple of weeks. So that'll probably I would guess after the Super Bowl would make sense, wouldn't that? What do you think? You think probably after the Super Bowl would make sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because doesn't really make sense before the Super Bowl because then we're gonna want to talk about the fucking Super Bowl.
That would make sense, yeah.
And we do have 2 weeks. I don't know. Maybe like that bye week, we could do like a mock draft or something. Because if it's not our teams, I don't know how much we're going to have to say about the Super Bowl for 2 weeks in a row. But
I mean, I'm chilling. Saints don't have any rivals in the playoffs. I mean, the Carolina Panthers, they don't count. They're the baby of the division. Like, I don't care that they won this Mickey Mouse division. They're the baby. So, yeah.
I love that the Panthers won the division.
I really don't care that they won the division.
Absolutely love it. It's not because I'm like, oh yeah, go Panthers, or anything like that. It's because the Panthers lost the NFC Championship game or the NFC South Championship game in Week 18 and still won the division because pure incompetence.
I think it's funny that we still had 3 8-win teams in the division.
I think a lot of things are funny. I think the fact that that 3 teams went 8-9, and so you sent a team to the playoffs at 8-9 by default is funny. It's going to be even funnier if the Panthers fuck around, and it's even funnier that they're playing the Rams, who they already beat this year. And if they can beat, I seriously doubt they beat them again, because the Rams I think are going to be a lot more prepared. Like the playoffs are a different monster. The Bengals have played. I remember when the Bengals had like the Andy Dalton era. There were teams when we played in the playoffs that we'd already played them in the regular season and we had beaten them, and then playoff time comes around and the game's just not like that at all. It's just awful.
Trust me, I know the feeling. I mean, I remember with the Saints in the year that Drew Brees' last season. I remember, well, even in 2018 with the no call, we beat the Rams that season by 10 points, and then we went to the NFC Championship and got absolutely screwed. And then in Brees' last season, we swept the Bucks, and I don't mean just beat them and closely. Like, we dominated. Like, the first game, it was 34-23, but I'm pretty sure the score was like 34-17 at one point. And the second time, we beat them 38-3. And then playoff comes, Brees was injured, and he throws 4 interceptions, which was not fun.
Okay, we're not putting that up right now. So, yeah, let's. So now that the season itself is over,
Oh, really?
I'm going to, give you the final tally on the regular season predictions, sort of, with the caveat and the understanding, if you recall that there were 10 games that just kind of disappeared. They didn't disappear. They are on we did predict them and they're live. Not live, but they're on the live stream we did. So I mean, you could go through and watch that whole live stream and figure out what those 10 games were, and what me and Mikey predicted. The problem is I didn't do that. I mean, I did, and then I kept the record of them, and then all of my records exploded on me back in week 9, and so I lost the record of those games. I got some of them back, but most of those games from week 8 are gone. So other than those 10 games from week 8, I do have a final tally here. Let me go ahead and put it up here. So, yeah. So we got the final official record of the regular season is I finished 155, 92 and 1, and Mikey, you finished 139, 108 and 1.
Okay.
Now there are 10 uncounted games, so that's not the final. Like there is a different record for both me and you, but I'm ahead of you by more than 10 games. So
I'll still take it.
yeah. So as far as the regular season goes, turns out I might know what I'm talking about when it comes to football. Who knew?
It's gonna be so fun when the Steelers win 15-14 on Monday.
You could die in a hole.
Oh, I already did that.
It's going to be really funny when the Falcons magically end up in the playoffs after all, and then win over the Eagles. I don't know
how they buying tickets.
Yeah, and then they storm the field, and then the NFL just counts it as a win for the Falcons. Like just because because it's such a popular, people love it. Like it does so well on the ratings. Like the NFL makes so much money off of advertising because so many people watched the Falcons storm the field and take over the game and declare victory in the game. That the NFL is just like, you know what? We'll let them have this one.
Man, Atlanta will find a way to blow that too. When as soon as they start storming the field, before they go on the field, they're gonna they're gonna stub their toe and they can't even get on the field. So like they'll find a way to mess that up too.
Or maybe they get on the field and then they fumble the flag.
Exactly.
Like they're gonna plant in the middle of the field, they fumble it.
Or like they're storming the field and then they just forget what they're doing midway and they're like, wait, we're Atlanta. We're not supposed to be here. Let's go.
Yeah, it's not like if the Saints try to do something like that, Tyler Shuck would probably try to pass the flag to Juwan Johnson, then he'd drop it.
Yeah, you're right. Or he's gonna fumble the flag on the first play of the game. You know it's just like that. You know, where the flag's not even punched out, he just loses it. But yeah.
Or if the Bengals tried to pull something like that off, they would get like 40 flags planted. But the problem is they'd have no ability to stop the teams that are already on the field of building entire manufacturing plants in the middle of the game and producing more flags than the Bengals had planted on the field.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's how bad our defense is.
I feel that. Okay, not now, because we have a top 10 defense, but I used to feel that.
So let's go through these games and do some predictions then.
Okay.
So we kind of I brought this game up a little bit earlier, just because I'm kind of fascinated at the prospect of it. I know who I think's going to win, but I'm interested in. I'm interested just to see what happens in this one. That's, of course, the Los Angeles Rams going to in the playoffs. The Los Angeles Rams, one of the best teams in football, at one point was ranked number 1 in your power rankings, are going to have to go to the 8-9 Carolina Panthers, who are going to host the Los Angeles Rams for a playoff game.
Well, damn.
Now, don't forget the Panthers. Part of why people started taking the Panthers seriously earlier this year was because they beat the Rams in the regular season. Now, that's, I think, a different Rams team than you're getting right now. But yeah, what do you think happens in this one?
I think that the Panthers, I think their luck finally runs out because there ain't no 8-9 team beating no Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. I understand they did that earlier, but the regular season's different. This is the playoffs we talking about. Give me the Rams to win this game and send Bryce Young in a suitcase because that he knowing him, he'll probably fit in the suitcase.
I couldn't possibly agree more with everything you said. The Panthers beating them the first time around. I mean, that was such a weird, fluky thing. This team's it's just proof of how chaos incarnate this team really is. Like the fact that they beat the Rams at the time, that makes no sense. The Panthers' whole season made no sense. They just kept they kept beating good teams, and it's like, what? And then they lost to terrible teams like the Saints.
First of all, we're shucking tonight. I don't care what you say.
But didn't you beat them without Shuck?
No, we swept them with Tyler Shuck.
Oh, he was already starting at that point?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. Still, though, got swept by the Saints. That's not good. And yet the Panthers, they got the job done against, incredible teams like the Rams. So like I said, this is not a particularly good football team. And for that reason, I'm going to pick the Panthers to win this game.
I mean, the Panthers did beat some of the best teams like the New York Jets, so that does make sense.
They also beat the Jets. But so listen, the reason I'm picking the Panthers here is because I am eschewing my normal way of doing these predictions, and I'm going purely with my gut on this one. And my gut tells me that the Panthers are chaos incarnate. And so because of that, they're not going to go to the Super Bowl. But I do feel like they still have more middle fingers to flip to the NFL. And this is one way to do that.
Look, I hope you're right. I hope they do beat the Rams.
That'd be really funny.
Yeah. Like I said,
it also helps that it's in Carolina.
I hate the Rams more than I hate the Panthers. Like, I know the Panthers are in my division, but I honestly, the Panthers were to win the Super Bowl, I would not be as mad as if the Rams did.
Right. I mean, I feel you on that one. I rooted for the Ravens over the 49ers. Now, I don't know if I would still do the same thing today, but in 2012, I was still angry enough at the 49ers that, for beating us in 2 Super Bowls that I wasn't alive for, that I rooted for the Ravens. I don't know if I would do the same now, but, that was 13 years ago. That was 14 years ago, Kyle, making those decisions.
That's crazy.
Okay. So, anyway, I'm taking the Panthers. Mikey's taking the Rams, and Mikey's almost certainly going to actually be correct on that one. But you know what? I got a feeling, and I'm taking a risk, and I'm going for it.
That's crazy.
Next up, we got the Green Bay Packers going to Chicago to play the Bears, who bested them for the division this year. What you got?
Yeah. I'm going Packers in this one. I just think, the Packers have played the Bears twice this season, and the first time Packers won, and the second time the Packers almost won. So this is the third time, and usually, look, the Packers, like I said, the playoffs is a different game. Packers got more experience in this thing. Caleb Williams is going to throw 2 pick sixes and fumble the ball 4 straight times. Packers win this game.
All right, I think you guys know, like you guys know the script of this show at this point, right? Mikey picks the Packers to win games against the Bears, and I pick the Bears to win games against the Packers. That's what's happening here. But it's not just because but before it was like they got to beat them at some point. Now they've done it, so I can't pick the Bears because it's got to happen at some point. It's already happened now, so it doesn't have to happen again. I mean, it's bound to happen again at some point. But we've kind of reset that marker now. But I have a legitimate reason for that, and that is because the Green Bay Packers are injured to absolute fucking back. And so I'm pretty sure Jordan Love's playing in this game. I don't think there's any concern about him not playing, but I'm concerned about him playing. I'm not concerned about him not playing. I'm concerned about him potentially playing because, I don't know if he's going to be 100%. And then, obviously, they don't have Micah Parsons. Rashawn Gary has not been holding things down lately on the other side of the edge. They're banged up in a lot of places, and it's in Chicago. And the Bears just lost a dumb game to the Lions last week. And so it kind of feels like, the Bears are like a better version of the Panthers. So it's like they already got their loss out of the way. Now they're going to, win. And if anything, maybe that's a good argument for the Panthers because they did lose and get eliminated from the playoffs last week until the NFC South chaos happened and the Panthers got in anyway.
I love being in the NFC South.
What an absolutely fucking I make fun of you, but the AFC North was just as bad this year.
Well,
Maybe
hey,
not just as bad. The Steelers did go 10-7.
At least you had at least one team with a winning record.
That's what I'm saying. The Steelers did end up going 10-7, so technically the AFC North is better, but
you had one good team. We had 3 mid teams and a below average team. Like 8 wins is literally the definition of mid. So we had 3 mid teams.
You guys don't have a team as bad as the Browns.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know, the way that you like to frame the Falcons. Although the Falcons did sweep you. So,
I don't care. I don't care about that sweep.
I think I do because I think it's clear that the Falcons are better than the Saints this year.
Congratulations. They beat our damn practice squad buddies, and they probably took them out for tea later. I don't give a shit.
They beat you twice. If they're both practice squads, then your team was a practice squad this year.
Bro, what are you supposed to do when Chris Olave not playing, Devon Bailey not playing, Kamara not playing, Dewan Johnson stupid?
Next man up.
That's easier said than done.
Falcons did it.
No, right. The fact is that they were supposed to beat us, and they only beat us
because they're a better team.
No, they were better trash. Like, yeah, the Saints were trash. The Saints were trash this season, but Atlanta was better trash.
I'm not going to disagree with that, but we will talk about it when we get to your power rankings. So anyway, yeah, I'm taking the Bears just because, and this is less of a pro Bears thing because I'm still not really sure how I feel about the Bears right now. But it's less of a pro Bears thing, and it's more of a concern about the Packers thing. I worry about the Packers and all their injuries, and if they do beat the Bears, then congratulations. But I think they're about to get slaughtered in the divisional round. So next up, we got the Buffalo Bills going to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. What you got?
Give me the Jaguars to pull off the victory.
I fully agree. The Jaguars are playing like one of the best teams in football lately. And it's not that the Bills aren't good, but the Jaguars are also really good, and we have to consider that. And it's in Jacksonville, so I think the Jaguars are going to take this one.
I do too.
Next up, we got the San Francisco 49ers going to Philadelphia to play the Eagles.
Man, give me the 49ers to win in Philly. I just trust the 49ers more. I understand the Eagles are reigning Super Bowl champs. I get the whole thing. But Brock Purdy's been playing. I mean, I know, but Brock Purdy, he's been playing at like an MVP level the past 5 weeks, and he's like one of the hottest. I mean, I understand they're coming off of a loss to Seattle. But the Eagles, I don't feel confident in the Eagles right now. It's like, I mean, their offense has been so wishy-washy the entire year. It's like, yeah, they can score 30 on the bad teams, but then they play against the Chargers and they throw 5 interceptions or whatever it was. So it's like,
okay, but I'm going to take the Eagles. And I'm 50-50 on this one. I really am. Like I'm not confident in the Eagles at all. But the reason I'm taking the Eagles, because you are right, Brock Purdy's playing really well lately. But the Eagles have a really good defense. Now their offense is suspect. I'll give you that. But I think the biggest reason to believe in the 49ers right now is, Brock Purdy potentially playing really well. And if that Eagles defense can hold him down, I don't see much of an advantage for the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just think, with the 49ers, like they look, if there's any year for anybody really to win the Super Bowl, it's now. But 49ers, I mean, you see, this is what's so crazy to me. We could be talking about like the Rams playing the Eagles, It was the 49ers would beat Seattle. That's just the crazy thing about Week 18. Like, it's just so crazy. But yeah, I think the 49ers. I think the Eagles. They're just. When I look at the Eagles, I just look at a team that got in the playoffs because the NFC East is some dog water, and the Eagles were better trash. It's just like I said, the Eagles. They were like, the Eagles weren't trash, but they were below average on some games. So it was like.
I mean, let's be honest. Is anybody good this year?
The Saints.
No.
We were good those 4 games that we won in a row.
Well, we were really good at times this year. We looked great against the Cardinals.
We looked great against the Jets.
How'd you look against the Cardinals?
That was week 1. That was forever ago. Shut up, man! When y'all beat the Browns 17-16, you were over here saying, "Yeah."
Well, look, that wasn't because, if you recall, I was concerned because it was that close with the Browns. However, a win in week 1 was a big deal because it's like last year. It's like a lot of people are kind of comparing this year to last year. It's like last year we had a healthy. Joe Burrow, but at the same time, it kind of came up short at the end because the defense was so bad. But the biggest difference is last year, if we had won week 1, even a 17-16 win, like winning a close, crappy game. If we had won, we would have been in the playoffs last year. This year, we started 2-0 and we lost so many games in a row because just defense that made last year's defense look, top tier. But the reason I was excited about it wasn't because it was like, oh, we beat the Browns and we're so good because we beat the Browns. It was because we actually fucking won a game in week 1 that it looked like we were going to lose.
Damn.
Like that in and of itself was a big deal. And obviously here at the end of the season doesn't matter because we lost was our final record? 6-11?
Yes.
Yeah, so we lost 11 fucking games. The 2-0 start doesn't really matter at that point.
Same record, buddies.
Same record, buddy. We got a better draft pick.
No, you don't.
Oh, well, then that means we're better than you. So one of two things is true. One, we get a better draft pick, or 2, we had a better season than you.
That's a win-win for me and a lose-lose for you. Because we had the same. Yes, because we had the same record and a better draft pick, while you have the same record and the worst draft pick. Meaning that you can't draft the lane. He's going to go first overall, and you're going to like it.
Mansour Lane's not going to go first overall, first of all. Second of all, even if he did, it wouldn't really change whether we would get him or not with the what do you have, the 9th draft pick?
You have the 9th. We have the 8th.
I thought we had the 10th.
I don't know what you have. You're the Bengals fan.
I don't even know where I'm at. Jim says none of our teams are in it. I just hope it's not the Patriots versus Rams part 3. Then I will miss the Super Bowl.
Oh no.
Okay. Listen. I like. Maybe you don't like the Patriots and the Rams, and that's fair enough. But let's not lie right now and say that the 2025 version of the Patriots and the 2025 version of the Rams wouldn't be a fascinating Super Bowl matchup.
I don't think it would be a great all-time Super Bowl, but I think it could be a good game to watch.
Okay, maybe it wouldn't be one of the best all-time Super Bowls, but then again, some of the Super Bowls that we've gotten, which were some of the most all-time, amazing Super Bowls, on paper, those matchups weren't necessarily going to be the best. It just happened to be the way the game went. But I'm just saying Rams Patriots in 2025 is a really interesting matchup. It was less interesting in 2018 because the Rams were like, this big offensive team. The Patriots were this big defensive team, and it was going to shake out one of two ways. Either it was going to be a big blowout or it was just going to be like a kind of a nothing fest, which is what we got.
It was more of both.
It wasn't a blowout.
It was a blowout to me.
It's because your team wasn't in it. That's 100% of the reason why.
Bro, even if the Saints had nothing to do with that, man, that game sucked.
Yeah, that definitely was not the most compelling game. I was happy with the result because Tom Brady got another Super Bowl ring, and at the time that tied him with the Pittsburgh Steelers as far as number of Super Bowl rings. And I'm like, haha, you can't brag about that anymore because one single person has the same number of Super Bowl rings as you now, motherfuckers. And then he went to Tampa and won more than the Steelers' entire franchise. And it's like, okay, brag now.
Like
they can brag to us, but if what does that accomplish?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. I just think, I'm not against like defense, winning Super Bowls, but it's winning games, but it's the Super Bowl, man. Man, we need to have a show for the Super Bowl.
Okay, so anyway, you want to talk about interesting historical rematches. The Patriots and Chargers are going to be playing. It's a completely different era for both teams, but I'm reminded of one particular Patriots Chargers matchup when it was Tom Brady versus Phillip Rivers, and the Chargers had that game won with an interception, and then the motherfucker fumbled the interception.
I remember stuff. Man, the Chargers and Patriots play in the playoffs a lot, man. Damn, but yeah.
Yeah, I know it was a really good matchup back in the day that the Patriots typically, came out on top of, but it was still a fun matchup.
Was that the game that Phillip Rivers tore his ACL, or was that a different one?
I don't remember if that was the one or not.
Because I remember he tore his ACL in one of them. Yeah, well, I'm going.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna rewind a second. Bengals need defense. True. And your Aints may improve to 6 wins next year. They got 6 wins this year. What? How would you improve to the same number of wins that you have now? Anyway, continue, Mikey.
Jim, just because your team's not going to win your division next year, don't mean you got to cry to me about it. But anyways, yeah, look, Chargers, Patriots, I think this was actually a tough game for me because it's like, on one hand, the Patriots, have Drake May. Well, no, they have Drake May, and the Patriots. But the thing is, the Patriots haven't really proved themselves. I understand they're the 2 seed, but they have the weakest strength of schedule in the entire league. And like I said, the playoffs are a different game. So therefore, I'm going Chargers to be the first ever 17 to win out of the AFC.
All right. Well, I am going with the Patriots because I just don't really believe in the Chargers, frankly.
Okay.
I think that, like, you want to talk about team not proving themselves. I don't feel like the Chargers proved much anything this year. They proved that they were, I think, better than I thought they would be this year. But they had several opportunities to win the AFC West in a down year for the Chiefs, and they just let the trash fucking Broncos ride to the number 1 seed.
I mean, that wasn't the Chargers' fault.
It was as much the Chargers' fault as it was anybody else's fault. What do you mean?
The Broncos won 14 games.
2 of them were against the Chargers.
And the second one, Chargers are playing the damn backups. And that's not true. Chargers beat the Broncos the first time.
Okay, fair enough. But they still could have beaten them the second time, which would have helped with seeding, and it would have also kept Broncos out of the number 1 seed. Like, I'm just saying, there's several things where the Chargers had a chance to get it done and they just didn't this year. And the Chargers are a fine football team, but they're a little suspect to me. I don't really buy the Chargers right now. So, prove me wrong, beat New England. Okay, then maybe I'll believe in you next week. But this week, I don't believe in you.
All right.
Especially because it's in Foxborough.
That's crazy.
All right, and then final game of the week, we got the Texans going to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers.
Look,
yeah, Mikey.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's not a doubt in my mind that the Texans don't win this game. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
right.
the Pittsburgh.
I mean, like, duh.
Like, look, okay. So the Steelers. The thing is, yeah, they're getting DK Metcalf back. That's great and all. But the Texans defense is just so damn good. Like, who on the Steelers offense is gonna beat the Texans in that secondary? Like, DK Metcalf, yeah, he cool and all, but he ain't getting past no Derek Stingley Jr. I'm sorry, he's not. He's just not. It's not possible. Like, DK might have a couple plays from here and there, but he's not gonna outmatch Derek Stingley the entire game. And the Steelers' run game, complete joke. Like, they're not gonna get past Will Anderson. And speaking of Will Anderson, he's gonna murder Aaron Rodgers. Like, that dude's like what, 41? Yeah. Bro, if the Steelers win this game, I will be more shocked than if Atlanta wins the Super Bowl next year.
Listen, I need the Steelers fans. I need you to come closer here. Meet me on camera too, which is just me changing the angle of my camera. All right, so I'm gonna be honest with you. The secret to beating the Texans is there is no secret. You suck. Fuck you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the Steelers. Oh, well now. Okay. So I think my webcam might be a Steelers fan because it didn't like that very much apparently.
That's nice.
All right. Well, anyway, it's still a little crooked, whatever. Anyway, the Steelers are a bad football team, and they beat another bad football team in the Ravens to secure their spot in the playoffs. But I don't think anybody believes in the Steelers. I'm not even entirely sure the Steelers believe in the Steelers. They've basically been limping their way into the playoffs. Almost got themselves eliminated if it weren't for the fact that they were playing the also garbage Baltimore Ravens once again. They I mean, just look at the way they beat the Lions to what I thought honestly at the time. Like I didn't understand the scenarios well enough. I thought that the Steelers clinched the division by beating the Lions. But what it definitely did was kind of save their asses. And then they go and lose to the fucking Browns. But the only reason they even beat the Lions was because of some BS at the end of the game. The only reason they beat the Ravens was because Tyler Loop missed a field goal. Other than that, they lost to the Ravens. Let's not mince words here. Okay, they did beat the Ravens. They did they put themselves in position to win, and then the win happened. But I think Steelers fans, from what I've seen, are happy that they won, but I think it's more of ha ha ha, holy shit, we actually pulled that off. That's such a crazy thing to happen. I haven't seen a single Steelers fan be like, yes, we deserve to win. Nobody's really saying that because the Pittsburgh Steelers are not a good football team. And I would have said the same thing. I did say the same thing about the Texans several times this season. The difference between the Texans and the Steelers is that the Texans got their shit together and they started playing a lot better. The Steelers BS'd their way to some wins, and they got really lucky, whereas the Texans just legitimately started playing better.
Yeah, I mean, the Texans started the season 0-3, and they won 12-2 since that moment.
Right, exactly. So the Texans are the wildly better football team here. The fact that it's in Pittsburgh is going to benefit the Steelers a little bit because cold weather in Pittsburgh, it's going to be a thing for the warm weather Houston Texans. But it's not going to overcome the fact that the Steelers are just a shell of the team that they were supposed to be this year. I don't even know how effective TJ Watt's going to be right now. But like you said, DK Metcalf's going to come into this game cold, and then he has to face off against Derek Stingley. He's just not going to get that done in a way that's going to be good at all. The Texans are going to offensively explode on the Steelers. in a way that the Steelers' offense is just not going to be able to keep up with. That's my analysis of what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I just think the Texans are just there's not one thing I see on the Steelers where I'm like, okay, they're better than the Texans at. Like maybe you can maybe make an argument that their tight end's better, but like what is that going to do?
And I will say one thing. I think I might have brought this up on the last episode of the podcast. I can't remember, but there is a bit of a silver lining for me as a professional Steelers hater. There is a bit of a silver lining in the Steelers making the playoffs because they are so bad that I feel really good about them losing in the first round, which will extend their streak of playoff losses to, I believe, 7 in a row. 7 playoff losses in a row, which will put them solidly right now. I think they're tied with the Dolphins and technically the Giants and somebody else or whatever. But at 6 in a row, but they'll be at 7 in a row after they lose to the Texans, and that'll put them alone for 4th place in terms of like all-time playoff losing streaks. 1 game behind the Cincinnati Bengals, who had 8, who are also, by the way, tied. And do you know who the team they're tied with is, Mikey?
Playoff losses?
Playoff losses, like playoff losses in a row.
You have what, 8?
8.
Uh,
second most all time, tied with one other team.
It can't be the Saints. Is it the Texans? No, it can't be.
I don't even know if the Texans have been to the playoffs 8 times.
Jaguars, I guess, would kind of. I mean, no.
The Jaguars were. I don't know. I'm also not sure the Jaguars have been to the playoffs 8 times because they were so bad for so long.
Raiders. Is it Raiders?
It's not the Raiders.
Okay, I give up. Who was?
You're in the right division, though.
Oh, Chargers.
Nope.
Broncos.
Nope.
Chiefs.
It is the Chiefs.
Wait, how much losses in a
row? 8 playoff losses in a row. This was before Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like currently. I was like, oh shit, damn.
No, it was the AFC Championship that they lost with Joe Montana, and then all the way up until they won a playoff game. I think with Alex Smith, it might have been Patrick Mahomes where they won their first playoff game in forever. But it was Joe Montana I think it was Alex Smith that they won a playoff game. But like they'd been to the playoffs several times before that, but they lost all those games. It wasn't as concentrated as the Bengals' 8 playoff losses, which was like, 5 of them were like back-to-back seasons. And then there was like, the 2 that we went to with Carson Palmer that we lost. And then the one all the way back in 1991 that we lost with Boomer Esiason. But with the Chiefs, it was Joe Montana to either Alex Smith or Patrick Mahomes. I can't remember off the top of my head. The number 1 team is the Lions, by the way, with 9 playoff losses in a row. Damn. Which is like kind of hard to believe that the Lions went to the playoffs 9 times in a row to be able to have lost them in the first place. But yeah, that's the Lions were. The Lions have had some really like lean years over the years, but like, when Barry Sanders was with the Lions, they were a playoff team. They just couldn't ever really get a win, I
was going to say this, Lions fans, I told you so. Okay, let's move on. All right.
So yeah, anyway, the silver lining for the Steelers winning the AFC North is, one, I think Stranger was the one who pointed this out, but the Baltimore Ravens now do not get the distinction of being the only team to win the AFC North 3 times in a row. So now that is still open. It will take at least 2 more years for a team to pull that off. Hopefully that doesn't happen because that means it would be the Steelers. But maybe the Bengals can win next year, and then they can win the year after that, and then they can win the year after that. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, like unfortunately, the Steelers going to the playoffs. The thing that really hurts my soul is the fact that like Aaron Rodgers being one of my favorite quarterbacks in the NFL, I was hoping he would go to the Steelers, and like when I found out he's going to the Steelers, I'm like, that sucks. But then like I'm like, well, okay, but he was really bad with the Jets, so maybe this turns into a really funny disaster for the Steelers. And it didn't quite go. It almost went that direction, didn't quite go that direction. So that is a little unfortunate. But if they can at least lose in the first round, I'll feel a little bit better about it.
That's nice.
So yeah. Anyway, let's do the the ESPN playoff machine.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through that real quick. I'll share my screen. And we'll actually go ahead and I don't even. Can you not do it on the? Okay, so I guess we're not going to go to ESPN then.
I do it on the playoff predictor.
Yeah. We're gonna do the playoff predictor, and we're just gonna basically go through the whole playoffs and then predict who wins the Super Bowl out of what we got here, right?
I already got my playoffs.
Yeah, so obviously it won't take too terribly long because we already did our predictions for here. So for me, I got the Panthers. What I had the Eagles, the Bears, the Patriots, Jaguars, and Texans. So I had all home teams except for the Steelers. That's kind of funny.
That's crazy.
But anyway, yeah, I had those teams all winning there.
In the NFC, I had all road teams in the NFC winning.
Well, there you go. And so then we go to the divisional round. We got the Jaguars, Patriots. I'm going to give that one to the Jaguars. Got the Broncos and Texans, and I don't know, like, man, my gut says the Broncos. My brain kind of says the Texans, but like my gut says the Broncos. And like, given the way the Broncos have been this year, I just kind of gotta like until they actually fucking lose, I'm just gonna go with the Broncos. And then Eagles, Bears. I think this is a situation where the Eagles defense won't be quite enough to overcome it. The Bears are chaotic, so we'll see. But I'm gonna take the Bears over the Eagles. And then the Seahawks and Panthers. I think the as funny as the Panthers are, I don't think they're going to overcome the Seahawks. So then you got conference championships. You got the Jaguars and the Broncos, and you got the Bears and the Seahawks. I'm going to take the Jaguars to beat the Broncos on the road, and the Seahawks to beat the Bears. So then you got a Seahawks-Jaguars Super Bowl, which, by the way, is just a wild thought process to think that in 2025 you've got the Seahawks and the Jaguars in the Super Bowl. But I'm gonna take the Seahawks to win it all.
Oh wow!
So, yeah, that is my bracket. Do they have a where that shows the full bracket? I guess not. Okay. Well, anyway, Mikey, let's go ahead and do yours.
Okay.
So you had the Rams over the Panthers. You had the 49ers. You had the Packers. And then you had the Chargers, Jaguars, and Texans, right?
I did.
Okay. So that means in the next round, why did that not populate? Here we go. Wait. God damn it. All right. Jaguars, Texans, Chargers, and then all the away teams. So then in the divisional round, you got the Texans going to Jacksonville. Who you got there?
Yeah. I got the Jaguars win that one. I just think Trevor Lawrence has been playing better lately than CJ Stroud had, so I gave that one to the Jaguars.
Okay. Chargers, Broncos.
I gave that one to the Chargers, man. 7 seats for the win.
All right, so no, but I'll be honest with you. If the Chargers, I do think if the Chargers play the Broncos in the divisional round, I do think the Chargers probably win that game. To be honest with you,
yeah.
I just don't see them getting past the Patriots personally.
Okay.
49ers, Rams.
I touchdown Indiana. Okay. I gave that one to. Yeah, I gave the Rams. I think the Rams would just have a better, like all around better roster currently than the 49ers do. Fred Warner is definitely, or he's most likely not going to be. I don't know what that deal is, but I know Nick Bosa is definitely not going to be there. 49ers are just too injured for my taste, so I think the Rams pull that one out.
All right, Seahawks, Packers.
I think the Seahawks win, and I just don't think the Packers stand any chance against Seattle.
That's fair. Conference championships. Now this would be a fascinating NFC championship, by the way, between these two teams.
Yeah.
Now the Jaguars Chargers rematch. That's interesting in different ways, but as far as just like juggernaut matchup, this NFC championship is just something else.
Yep.
Okay. So what do you got here?
So for which conference?
Either one.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start with the AFC. I'm going Chargers to beat the Jaguars, baby.
You're just really trying to get this narrative in there, aren't you?
What?
The Chargers are not but you know what? It's your predictions. You do what you want.
Look, Justin Herbert, I'm telling you, he's gonna shut up all the naysayers for this game, especially because the last time these two teams have played in the playoffs, y'all know what happened. Jaguars came back down 27-0. Won't be the same again. Chargers get the win.
And for it won't be the same again because the Jaguars are just going to win outright.
Okay. Well,
but this isn't going to happen anyway because the Chargers are going to lose in the first round.
Okay. Well, the NFC, I have the Seahawks beating the Rams. I just think the Seahawks I just trust them more than I do the Rams. So
the Seahawks are really good this year.
Yeah.
So do you think the 7th seed wins in the Super Bowl?
Yes, I do.
You're out of your fucking mind.
I don't care.
You're out of your fucking mind.
I don't care. Give me the Chargers to beat the Seahawks in the ball.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
Get what you signed up for.
Get off my show.
No. I genuinely do think Chargers win Super Bowl.
I genuinely think you're insane.
Well, first of all, I'm a Saints fan. Of course I'm insane. Second of all,
good point.
I just think that, the Chargers, I don't know, I have this gut feeling that a dark horse is going to win. I don't see a lot of people talking about Chargers. I just think Chargers are going to win Super Bowl. Look,
Mikey.
What?
What kind of idiot do you have to be, honestly, to make predictions off of, random gut feelings? You have to be some sort of stupid motherfucker to do something like that.
Don't you do that all the time?
Shut up.
No.
Shut up.
You said Bengals were going to win the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and did.
Okay. They were this close.
So close yet so far.
They were look. The year I said the Bengals were going to win the Super Bowl, they came within. I would almost argue they came closer to. Well, no, that's not true. Because they came so close to actually winning it in 21. Like literally, if Aaron Donald hiccups while he's chasing down Joe Burrow, then Joe Burrow finds Jamar Chase. That's how thin that margin was in that game. That might have been the closest any losing team's ever come to winning the Super Bowl. That was the razorest, that was plonk length in terms of how close that was to the Bengals winning that one. But we're talking about 22, which is when I actually predicted the Bengals win the Super Bowl. And the Bengals were really, really, really close to beating the Chiefs in the AFC Championship in that one. And you could make the argument that if Joseph Osai doesn't, rough Patrick Mahomes, which he didn't, but the refs did the refs thing where they sucked Patrick Mahomes' dick and create a dynasty that's fraudulent, frankly. But the refs, I want to be absolutely clear. The Bengals should not have put themselves in that position to let the refs determine the outcome of the game, but the refs did determine the outcome of the game in that one. So that sucks. But who was it that was it the Eagles that the went on to beat in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So would the Bengals have beaten the Eagles that year? I think they would have. So
I don't know about that.
If they beat the Chiefs, why the fuck wouldn't they beat the Eagles?
Man, the Eagles, you could probably make an argument the Eagles were a better team than the Chiefs that year.
You could make the argument the Bengals were better than both of them at the time.
The Eagles, they just had too many pieces defensively.
But then they lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah, because the refs sucked and Patrick Mahomes did.
I mean, I understand that. But no, I think my prediction was wrong because we didn't. But I wasn't crazy to say that because we came this close.
So crazy.
No. Now, it wouldn't have been crazy like saying the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl that year.
They're going to win the Super Bowl in 2028.
With Derek Carr.
No.
Derek Carr is going to be your offensive coordinator.
No, we got Kellen Moore for a reason. We're going to use him.
You know what? Would you forgive Derek Carr if he was your offensive coordinator and helped you win a Super Bowl?
Oh, absolutely. Bro, I don't give a damn if you're Eli Apple.
That's actually a good point. That's actually a good point. So, if Eli Apple was your head coach in 2028, and you just spent the entire year hating on him, but then the Saints went on and won the Super Bowl, you'd just be like, all right.
Look, if the Saints were to hire Eli Apple, I might be like, man, what the heck are you doing? But if he turns around, wins Super Bowl, then I'm like, okay. Wait, hold on, what? Wait, I hated him back in 2024. That was forever ago. Okay,
what if he spends the entire season talking trash about New Orleans, only to win a Super Bowl for the Saints, and then continues talking trash about New Orleans in his Super Bowl Super Bowl victory press conference?
I'd be like, okay. I mean, I don't care if you run for mayor, but as long as we're winning Super Bowl, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I don't care if he hates New Orleans, man. Just don't be a mayor then. I mean, but win Super Bowl. Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Okay. I think I can. I've even said before, if Joe Burrow wins a Super Bowl, he can go to the Steelers. I don't care.
But then you also said that you hate Joe Burrow.
Free reign to do whatever the fuck you want if you win a Super Bowl.
Oh wow.
Okay. So I think we should probably go ahead and get into your power rankings because we're let's see. We are about an hour into this, so probably ought to move on to your power rankings, and then we can go ahead and get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So here are Mikey's power rankings, everybody. So now you can't see either of our faces because Mikey sent me the horizontal view instead of the vertical view.
Hey,
I don't even know how you accomplish that because you do everything on your phone.
I don't know how I accomplished that either.
It might have actually because I made an update to the website, so it might have actually been my fault.
I mean, because I just went over to your website and that's what you had.
Yeah.
And that's where it was.
There's nowhere good to put it. There's nowhere good to put it. We'll just completely block out my face. Okay, how about that? There we go. Now you can't see me, but you can see Mikey. And then when I do my reactions, just be like, "What?"
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, you ready for me to get started in this mode?
No, not really, but go ahead.
Okay. Number 10, we got the Chicago. By the way, I just want to point out, Chiefs are number 31, and I did not change my mind. Anyways, number 10, we got the Chicago Bears.
Okay, wait, hold on. Before we get to the Bears, I need to bully you for a little bit. How fucking dare you put the Saints above the Bengals?
Hey, I got that from you.
What do you mean?
Because I remember last when you were doing the Bengals Browns game, I rewatched the stream and I forgot what we were talking about. But you said the Saints were one power ranking. But then you changed, like that's not what you meant to say. But I was like, he said Saints one power ranking ahead of Bengals. So I got that from you.
Fuck off. Anyway. Okay, listen. Okay, I understand we lost to the Browns. Okay, I own that. The Browns are not the 19th best team in the NFL. They're just not. They're just not. They're just not. They're like they beat the Steelers. Okay, but the Steelers are garbage. We all know this.
10-win team.
Explain that. Explain how they won 10 games.
Because they scored more points than their opponents.
Right. Okay, so anyway, the Steelers are bad. They are a playoff team, so I'll look the other way on them being the number 13 team in the NFL. Okay, that's just how the rules work. But the Browns are not the 19th best team in the NFL. They're barely top 26. And I'm only giving them that because they had a decent finish.
They're number 19 in my book. In my book is the court of law in the power rankings.
Your book needs to be burned.
I think you need to be burned.
I think the Bengals need to be burned.
Oregon got a touchdown.
So anyway, Bears number 10. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the Bears, they just hi Bears, how y'all doing? That's all I think about them at this point. Like they are the most confusing. Like, well, they're not the most confusing, but it's like damn, bro.
The are the most confusing.
Yeah, I mean they lost 2 games in a row. It's like brother in Christ. It's like, I mean they and the 2 losses, like they lost to the 49ers, but their defense is hot poo poo. Dennis Allen calling the shots, and then they're playing against the Detroit Lions. And I mean the Lions. I picked the Lions to be the Bears, but theoretically, you should beat the Lions, and they couldn't do that. And I had the Bears at 10 last week. I really couldn't justify moving them up or low, so I just kept them at 10. You got anything else to say about the Bears?
Yes.
What?
I'm not going to say anything. I just, I could.
Okay, moving on. Number 9, we have my Super Bowl prediction: Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay, listen, hold on a minute. If you are predicting them to win the Super Bowl and putting them at number 9, that's not how power rankings work.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes. They were the 9th best team during the season.
But the power rankings aren't about the power rankings aren't supposed to and they already don't reflect the standings. The power rankings are supposed to project where the where these teams are going. That's what the power rankings mean. It's about projecting what's going to come.
Yeah, you can do it that way, but I like to do mine like college football style.
You mean stupid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, as long as you admit it. But I want to be clear. That was an insult directed at the college football rankings, not necessarily your power rankings. But if you're gonna say it, then okay.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I think the Charge though, damn, he done fumbled the ball. That's crazy. But yeah, I think the Chargers, I think they're ready for the Super Bowl run. However, I will say, they've been a little iffy, but everybody's been a little iffy. So it's like, damn, you can't. The Seahawks are number 1. I could see the Seahawks losing in the wild, or well, not the wild card, but I could see the Seahawks losing in the divisional or winning the Super Bowl.
I could see the Seahawks losing. I could see the Seahawks losing. Obviously, not in the wild card round, but I could see them losing to the Panthers.
Well, just crazy. Anyways, number 8, the San Francisco 49ers, man. They done choked everything away, man. Christian McCaffrey had football in his hands, and he done dropped it into the hands of the defender for them to lose to the Seattle Seahawks.
Once a Panther, always a Panther.
I guess, man. Wait, what?
I was just saying he played badly.
Oh, I thought you were saying like he helped the Panthers or something. I was like, wow. But yeah,
No, he played like a Panther.
Oh, dang, that is true. Man, the entire NFC South should be ashamed of themselves. But yeah, man, like how do we let the Carolina Panthers leapfrog us? It's okay, not happening next year when the Saints go 12-5 with Tyler Shuck in the MVP discussion. Anyways, 49ers number 8. Yeah, their defense played good enough to win Saturday night against Seattle. But when you score 3 points, you ain't beating nobody. So yeah, how do you feel about the 49ers?
I don't like them.
Okay, number 7. Got the Houston Texans, man. I mean, like I said earlier,
it's weird to see them this high, but it's also even weirder that I agree with you.
That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, the Texans started 0-3, 0 wins, 3 losses, and they have won 12 games and only lost 2 games since. Crazy. I mean, the Texans are the hottest team in the league right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Texans, they be hot. They a hot pocket out of the microwave, man. They're just ready to put up on somebody.
I'm gonna let you go through a couple more of your power rankings. I gotta go. I'll be right back. But you keep talking.
Okay. Texans number 7 because I said so. Number 6, we got the Buffalo Bills. The Bills. Now, the Bills. So much to say about the Bills. I could start by saying that Josh Allen is literally that entire team. Like, without Josh Allen, the Bills are nowhere close to even being near the playoffs. And I could also say this: the Bills have no receivers like worth talking about. Like Leo Shakir is like he's good, but he's not the number 1. Like the Bills are basically, in my opinion, the Saints just with Josh Allen, essentially. Like Josh Allen's the reason that they're in the playoffs. So yeah, I got Bills at 6. Number 5, I got the Denver Broncos. It's like they're winning games, and you can't fault them for winning. They're doing what good teams do. It's win the games that they're supposed to win. Doesn't matter if the score is 3-0, 10-7, 100-7. They're winning games. And Indiana is going to the national championship. Crazy, man. Number 4 is the Los Angeles Rams. Now, the Rams, they are coming off of a couple bad losses to –
What are you on?
I'm talking about the Rams.
Talking about the Rams. Okay, so real quick, my impressions of the Bills and the Broncos at the positions they're in. You're dumb, and your power rankings are dumb, and I disagree with your power rankings. But actually, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Rams.
Yeah, Rams. I mean, they're coming off of 2 bad losses to the Seahawks, which wasn't a bad loss, but you were up 30-14, so you should win that game. But then they lost to Atlanta. They did beat the Cardinals in Week 18, but that's like beating a freaking high school team. Like, oh, okay, good for you. And they struggled with the Cardinals most of that game. So I'm like, what the heck is going on here? But it's like, yeah, I mean, they beat them by 17 points at the end of it, but it's whatever. And they were playing their starters too. It wasn't like they were rushing guys, but like, damn. But I mean, the Rams, they're chilling. They're at number 4. So yeah.
I think the Rams could win the Super Bowl this year. I really do.
I think they could too.
I don't. I did have them losing to the Panthers, but that was more of a thing where that was more of a chaos prediction I was making than I really genuinely it makes sense for me to make that prediction. So I mean, if they don't lose to the Panthers, I mean, the Rams could go. The Rams really could go all the way. I struggle to see anybody getting past the Seahawks right now, as reflected in your power rankings. But I mean, the Rams could do it.
They could, but they're not going to though. Okay, number 3 is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, the Jaguars. I mean, I had them. I think I had them winning their division. Like they were a dark horse team of mine before the season started. And hey, they proved me right, man. I thought Liam Cohen going there was going to shape a lot of stuff. I thought even last season when they won, like what was it, like 4 or 5 games, I thought Trevor Lawrence still had a bright. Like when the Jaguars gave him that massive contract, I actually defended Jacksonville, saying that if Trevor Lawrence turns out to be the guy, you want to lock him down. When everybody was saying he was overpaid, I was like, that's actually a good deal because I saw the potential in Trevor Lawrence, and Liam Cohen going there just unlocked that potential. Like, notice how nobody in the world is talking about that contract now. But last season, it was all you paid millions of dollars for this guy. But now he's playing good, so no one's going to even talk about the contract no more. Like, I'm pretty sure people forgot he was even extended. But yeah, Jaguars at number 3. I just think, they have so much going for them right now. And I could see them going to the Super Bowl. Duval. But yeah, so how do you feel about Jacksonville?
I think Liam Cohen is representing Kentucky well.
Why? Is he from Kentucky?
He coached at Kentucky.
Oh, damn, that's crazy. But yeah, Jaguars at 3. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, yeah.
Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots at number 2. I think this is more like I just, I couldn't really justify dropping the Patriots, even though I kind of wanted to, but it's like I think they are the number 2 team by default though, because like they're winning a lot of games that they're supposed to win. They're just like the Broncos for me. It's like I could see the Patriots beating anybody, but I could also see them losing to anybody, at least in the playoffs. So Patriots number 2. We'll just see how that goes. Drake May is just gonna have to win some playoff games that he's never played before. So we'll see if he can do that. Got anything to say about the Pats?
People keep saying the evil empire's back. Is this the evil empire? This is Mike Vrabel and Drake May. This isn't, the very dislikable Bill Belichick and, by many people's standards, not mine, but by many people's standards, dislikable Tom Brady. Like, a lot of people like Drake May, and people love Mike Vrabel. So, like, is this the evil empire? Or is this the reformed empire?
I mean, I still don't like the Patriots, but I don't think it's like an evil empire no more.
I never disliked the Patriots, personally.
Yeah, I just think that, like, you want to talk about fans being humbled. I still think the Patriots fans need to be humbled. Like, damn, bro. Like, they won 6 Super Bowl rings in, like, the past 20 years, and they think that, that they're on top. Like, damn, bro. Whatever. But, yeah, Patriots number 6.
They did get humbled a little bit, though.
What?
I think they did get humbled, though. Like, I mean, they've been out of it for a few years now, like without Tom Brady, and they just completely collapsed without Tom Brady. And I think that shut a few of them up because it was like, y'all were hinging, like you kept trying to argue that you weren't hinging on one guy, and you really were. And I'm not saying Patriots fans are completely humbled, but is any fan base ever truly completely humbled? I mean, look at Browns fans every time they get a taste of success. Look at Bengals fans when we went on a Super Bowl run. No fan base ever really gets truly humbled. I don't believe in that. Saints fans would be the most obnoxious fan base on the planet if they were winning.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
No doubt in my mind. Bro, I'm still obnoxious.
Okay. All right.
So
your number 1 team, the Seattle Seahawks.
Man, Rashid Shaheed deserves better. Okay.
Well, he got better.
But why did I throw my man's the football?
If he wins a Super Bowl ring, I don't think he'll be too upset about how he got there.
The football is the only thing that matters. I don't care if you have JSN. Bench him for all I care. Throw the ball to Shaheed. That's the only reason I watch your damn team.
We finally got ourselves a ginger on the top of the world, though. I'm enjoying it.
Sam Darnold.
Yep. Unfortunately, Andy Dalton never managed to climb those heights, but Sam Darnold is doing it well.
Sammy D's nuts.
Okay.
Sam Darnold. Let's just hope that he sees friendly ghosts and not mean ghosts for the playoffs.
Like Casper?
Yeah. Just throw the ball to Casper. Don't throw the ball to no damn.
Well, no, don't throw the ball to Casper, I think is the point.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would also help too.
Don't throw the ball to any ghosts.
Mm-hmm. But if you do,
but he also doesn't play for the Jets anymore. Like I don't think people really understand what playing for a team like the Jets or the Browns it does to a person, right? Like a lot of people they're trying to like make this narrative about the Bengals and Joe and what the Bengals are doing to Joe Burrow and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, yeah, the Bengals have kind of mishandled some things, and it's like, these, whatever about things, but like it's not the same as playing for the Jets or the Browns. Not the current version of the Jets. Obviously, the Jets, prior to like the last 15 years or so, the Jets were not just a complete disaster of a franchise. They win these Super Bowls, but quarterbacks could go there and it was fine. But like lately, going to the Jets is a death sentence. Going to the Browns is a death sentence, or at least it is if you don't get another chance after that. Sam Darnold made the most of his chance, but it's like is Zach Wilson going to get the same type of chance? I don't think he is.
Do you know what I think the Jets should do? You know what I think they should do?
What?
I think they should go try to hire a defensive-minded head coach.
I think they tried that
last season. So why don't they get a defensive-minded head coach? Because they got 0 interceptions.
Wait a minute. Didn't they just fire a defensive-minded head coach?
No.
They didn't fire him?
No.
Oh, well then they already have one.
But you see what I'm trying to do, though? Because, like, everybody, when the Jets hired Aaron Glenn, they're like, oh, we got defensive head coach.
No, hold on a minute. Like, Aaron Glenn, wasn't he replacing Robert Saleh?
Yeah.
Who was a defensive-minded head coach?
Yeah, maybe they should just stop hiring defensive guys.
I mean, maybe that's what the issue is. Maybe they are... Maybe it's like the Defense Against the Dark Arts position in Harry Potter. Maybe it's just cursed. If you put a defensive guy in there, then your defense is going to be hilariously bad.
Or maybe it's just Stockholm syndrome. They're just used to having bad defenses.
Despite all that, their defense was still better than the Bengals. The Bengals had several interceptions this year. They were just such a bad defense that the Jets were still better than them.
Yeah, because like the Jets defense gave up 38 points to the Bengals, but the Bengals defense gave up 39 points to the Jets. That's crazy. And that was Justin Fields, the Jets team too. Man, Justin Fields is so bad at football. It's insane.
I said that the Jets were going to do that because that's what happens when the Bengals play bad quarterbacks.
I predicted the Jets to beat the Bengals. You're welcome.
I did predict the Bengals to win that game. I also thought that the Jets were going to have like a lot of points, but I did predict the Bengals to win that game, and I didn't realize the defense was going to be that bad because the defense hadn't been that bad throughout the season at that point. Like the defense had had a lot of things that concerned me, but the bottom hadn't fallen out yet. The bottom fell out against the Jets. That's what happened.
Jets really should hire a defensive-minded head coach. That's been their problem for years. They haven't been doing it like they should. They haven't hired a defensive-minded coach in decades.
I understand what you're doing, but just to play into the thing that you're doing a little bit, who the fuck would you hire who's more defensive-minded than the two guys who they've hired back-to-back now?
Man, and that's exactly why I did not want Aaron Glenn, and that's exactly why I'm happy with Kellen Moore.
I'll be honest with you, like I've already said, I didn't think Aaron Glenn would be the right guy for the Saints specifically, but I don't think it's necessarily Aaron Glenn's fault. Like, just like it wasn't Robert Saleh's fault. Like, Robert Saleh is still considered to be like a really prized head coaching candidate in the NFL. Just like, I'm sure Aaron Glenn's reputation will be rehabilitated. He doesn't have the star power that Robert Saleh has. But like Aaron Glenn will get another opportunity after he gets inevitably fired from the Jets because everybody's going to realize, oh, well, he was the Jets head coach. What are you supposed to do with that?
Yeah, look, look. I gave Robert Saleh grace, but Aaron Glenn, the thing with him that I don't like is like I can confidently say I've never heard Aaron Glenn say one word in my entire life. I've never heard him say a syllable, never heard him even breathe.
That means nothing.
That means everything to me.
Okay, that's great for you, but that means nothing as far as analysis goes.
Well, I also could say this. How are you a defensive-minded head coach, and yet, in fact, Aaron Glenn, I think tied or maybe even broke the Jets record for the longest interception return, and yet you don't coach your guys to get a single interception.
That's not how football works, first of all.
That is how football works.
That's not how being a head coach works.
You tell those guys, if you don't get an interception, you're walking home.
That doesn't make them get an interception.
Well, I guess they're walking. I guess they don't want to go home that bad.
Okay. We're talking about grown men, not 6-year-olds. But okay.
I don't care if they're grown men. I don't care if they're 22, 42, 102. Y'all better get an interception.
I'm just saying you can't enforce that.
Yes, you can.
You physically cannot. Like you can be the baddest, most bombastic like head coach out there. You still can't enforce grown men to not go to their homes. That's like literally illegal. It'd be illegal to do it to 6-year-olds, but like you'd be more able to stop them, I guess.
Nah. Nah. You know why? Because then the coach would kidnap the players and not let them leave the basement until they get an interception.
We're off the rails at this point, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
one, by the way.
What?
Indiana is going to the national championship officially now.
Boo. Go Miami. Go Canes.
I hope Indiana wins. Actually,
go Canes. Caca. I don't know what they do.
Wait, why would a hurricane go caca?
Well, because their mascot's a bird, right?
Why?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you that, but like their mascot is a bird, right?
Why?
I don't know.
I have never seen, bro. If anything, birds should be scared of hurricanes.
You would think so, but their mascot is a bird. Like that's not debatable. Their mascot is a bird.
Why?
And I'm not gonna lie. Hurricane is way more powerful than some bitch ass little Hoosier.
I'm not gonna lie though. The Saints mascot is a dog, so I guess I'm not really in the room to talk. So
that also doesn't make a lot of sense. Well, why is the Browns mascot a dog?
But they're the dog pound. I so yeah, I don't really know.
You know what? You know the reason for that is because they can't be. They're not a legitimate enough franchise to admit what their real mascot is.
The Browns get no gumbo,
which is a poo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The Browns mascot is you know the turd emoji, like with the big eyes and the smiley face. Yeah. That's the Browns mascot.
The looking turd.
Yeah, that's the Browns mascot.
Like who gave turds permission to be happy?
Not God. Have you seen the Browns franchise?
Well, hey, at least the Browns can say that they have a football team and not a hockey team.
They sure do have a football team. I think there is a hockey team in Cleveland, but it's not like an NHL team.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Kind of like we have a hockey team, just we don't have an NHL team.
You see, it's all about mindset because every water bottle's got a cap.
So with that piece of, if you want to call it wisdom, I don't know if I do, but with that, we're going to go ahead and get out of here.
Okay.
So yeah, the Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl, and the Saints are not.
Saints win the Super Bowl in 2028.
Yeah, in 2028 maybe, but we're gonna win it this year.
So you gotta get past the Steelers first, and the Ravens,
Well, obviously, we're going to.
and you gotta beat the Browns. You can't.
The Browns
do
aren't
that.
in the playoffs.
But well, you still gotta beat them. You've
But
been losing.
no, we don't.
Worried
The Browns aren't in the playoffs. Why would we have to beat the Browns?
Because do you want to win enough games to make the playoffs?
Well, this regular season's over. We're just going to be in the playoffs. Like, you don't seem to be
about next
understanding
year.
the concept.
I'm talking about next year.
I'm talking about this year.
What? What?
You heard me.
You buying tickets? You got ticket money?
No. It's we talked about this earlier with the Falcons. Like, come on, catch up.
But they're broke. But they're broker than a wrestled bank.
What? You want to try that one again?
Atlanta's broker than a wrestled bank.
A wrestled bank.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just making shit up at this point, I think.
I thought we were making shit up the entire day.
So with that, I'm going to leave y'all as always with a Who Dey.
Who Dat?
Okay. You're a trip, you know that, right?
Huh?
You're a trip.
Oh, I know.